Hi again, everybody. Just a quick update where we're at. I looked at the queue. Only about 4 videos left, so very short. I do have a bunch of phone calls and a couple Skypes to do today, so I'm going to be primarily working on those. Crazy stuff has just been happening down here in South Florida. Yesterday we had this building collapse down in Miami. It's terrible. You see these people trapped, and I lived there. Like when we first moved down there, I lived maybe 20 blocks from there. I know the area very well, and the building just turned to freaking dust. It's crazy. I heard, you know, the evil orange man, and he was a builder, he said it just looked like shoddy construction back in the 80s. Thin building supplies, everything just went to crap. And look, on the ocean here anyway, on the ocean anywhere, any property on the ocean deteriorates. The salt water just eats it up. But we knew, Florida kind of knew they were having a problem. It's funny, one of my friends who had a condo on the beach in Fort Lauderdale during Irma, and she's since sold it and moved out. The water came right through the walls, right through the stucco and concrete, because it had been so deteriorated from years. And that building was built in the 80s as well. So, we got infrastructure problems everywhere in the country. Like, not just here, everywhere. What probably happened there was there's so much construction going on in Miami with the tech rush. They're trying to make it the new Silicon Valley. Honestly, Miami's the place to be right now. Down there a couple days a week lately. It's just happening. It's fun. There's just events popping off down there that, it's the place to be. It's open, it's nice. So, and because of that, there's so much construction going on. And around that building, there's construction that they're saying it's vibrating the streets. And they're starting to see cracks and stress cracks. And, and that might be what happened. Almost like mini consistent earthquakes from the constant drilling and building and pile driving in the streets. It brought down a building that was built pre-hurricane standards, pre-Andrew down here. And it just poof went to dust, 40 years later. The other thing that happened down here that I got some emails about and people asked me about, because they know people, a lot of people generally know where I live, general area where I live, was the the supposed hate. I'm trying to figure out how to frame this. Okay. There's a gay pride parade. I live on the border of Wilton Manors, and Wilton Manors is a huge gay community. Where I live now, back in the day, and like in the 80s, 90s, this is what made Broward this area. This is where they filmed Cops, for like a couple seasons at the very beginning. This area was bad, and then the gays took it over, and they built it up, cleaned it up, built businesses, homes, the whole nine, and it's a beautiful town. It's a nice little town. And what happened? They were having their gay pride parade, and one of the trucks went into the crowd. A pickup truck went into the crowd, ran over 3 people, killed one of them. Okay, this is like a half mile from here. This made national news. I'm sure you saw it, because the idiot mayor of Broward and Debbie Wasserman fucking Schultz is sitting. I don't know why Debbie Wasserman Schultz is in the Wilton Manors parade, because she's not our congresswoman. Ted Deutsch is the congressperson for this area. She's in Miami Aventura. But nope, here she comes. It's like, oh, this might be a political hit against me, and the mayor of Fort Lauderdale comes out and calls it a terrorist attack against the gay community, and is obvious purposeful attack, deliberate attack on the LGBT community, yada yada yada. Turns out, within 2 hours, it's an accident. The guy who was driving the truck was part of the parade, owned by the Fort Lauderdale Gay Men's Chorus. That's who was driving, was a member of the Fort Lauderdale Gay Men's Chorus, like an older guy. I think he was in his 70s. Okay, he had on a t-shirt for the Fort Lauderdale Gay Men's Chorus, a gay pride flag off the back of the pickup truck, and it was labeled for the name of the Fort Lauderdale Gay Fort FLG, whatever the letters are, and their symbol was on the side of the pickup truck for all to see. It went into this garden center, and the truck was hanging out. Okay, so everybody could see it was part of the parade, but nope, this mayor goes and tries to rile it up again. And luckily, that all got quashed pretty easily, because it just ended up being a terrible accident. It was just a terrible accident. Sometimes bad stuff just happens, like in Miami. Bad stuff just happens, and I know how it I know how it happened. The guy said his foot got stuck between the gas pedal and the brake. It was a Dodge pickup truck, and the pedals are all the same, but especially in the Dodges. And if you're wearing a flip-flop, this is why I drive barefoot. If I don't have shoes on with laces, which I rarely do, okay, I drive barefoot. I take my sandals off, my flip-flops, whatever I'm wearing, and I put them right behind me, and I drive barefoot, okay? And I've always done that with all cars. I've always been a barefoot driver since I started driving, because I spent so much time down the shore. But especially with the Challenger, okay, because the way those pedals are, your foot can go right between the gas pedal and the brake pedal. If you're wearing flip-flops, it gets caught, and the flip-flop will wedge down the gas pedal, and you're fucking stuck. I could see exactly how it happened. And, it's just a terrible, terrible accident. A terrible accident that's been exploited, And that happened like a half mile away, right by the bridge that goes over the canal with the Rainbow Bridge, And we hang out on that street. We know that street. We know that area. It's a nice area. They got these nice little restaurants there. Like one of our favorite places, Chef Nate's, one of these private little, like, nice little bistro type restaurants. And the first time we went there, at the end of the meal, as we're having dessert, out comes like the chef, and it's just like, "Oh, I'm Nate. How did you like it?" Like one of those feels like an old school type, where the owner and the chef come out and they talk to you and they want to. It's that type of environment. It's really nice. So everybody gets along there. There's no issues there. It's not like Sanford. I mean, it's obviously predominantly gay, okay, but you don't have people walking around, okay, in leather chains every day and having sex shows in the street. And that was the other thing. The one guy, that's who the media went to go find. Okay, the one guy who is dressed like that. There was one guy dressed in like leather and a dog collar, and that's the guy they put on. You don't see that guy any other day walking around Wilton Manors. Okay, obviously you see some guys dressed a certain way. They wear their little bathing suits or whatever. Okay, but it's not in a sexual manner. It's swimwear they're wearing, and it's South Florida, so whatever, like they're not trying to put on a sex show. And that's the one guy the media puts on as the representative. Come on, man. Come on. So that's my little spiel for that. So Skypes and phone calls today. I got 4 videos left in the queue. I'll be able to bang them out by tomorrow. So anybody who's waiting on one, you'll have it by tomorrow. If you want to set up a Skype phone call over the weekend, we can do that as well. Things are going well. About to run out of stories, so it's only 4 in the queue. So if you want to get in on it, now is the time. Thank you, everybody, for your support, who continues to support, for who are sponsoring for other people. You know what the spiel is. All right, guys. Links are in the description box. Hope to see you soon. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been Refuge from Narcissism. Talk to you soon.